What's up, super players? It's your homie C-Rod, and in today's video I'm gonna be going over all the leaders that have gotten me first place in my Dragon Ball Super card game career. So, starting it off, I recently got first place with Bulma. Since we are in Series 8, Bulma is actually a very powerful leader. A lot of people don't like her. For some reason, they think she's whack. But if you know how to pilot the deck and you have this meta awareness, I think Bulma is a very powerful leader. I managed to get first place with her, but that was when, Series 8 just came out, so I had, the tips and tricks to overcome my opponents. And Bulma is a very powerful leader. She allows you to draw a card just like that by activate main, permanent skill that all Saiyans become instant blockers, and on top of that, when you awaken at 4 lives or less, you restand 2 of your energies, which is very useful. But awaken, she becomes even more stronger, drawing you 2 cards, and on top of that, all your red yellow cards that are Saiyans on the field also are blockers. She still maintains the same ability, and she's only a 10k base power, but the deck is very powerful, and it managed to win me first place just running the basic standard Series 8 Saiyan engine, running the God Goku in it. So Bulma for sure is a deck that I got first place with, and I actually love playing a lot. But if you want to throw it way back, and a leader that I actually got first place with, one of my first leaders that I ever got first place with at a tournament, it happened to be Super Saiyan God Son Goku, the starter deck Goku, otherwise known as Starku. And this Super Saiyan God Son Goku, the Soul Striker, is a very powerful leader because he allows you to restand energies every time he attacks. When you're awakened, every time he swings, you restand 2 of your blue energies, and back then that was crazy obnoxiously strong because you were able to pretty much spam out a bunch of battle cards, and there was cards that restand your energies, and overall this deck right here was a very powerful deck at the time. Nowadays, since there's cards like the cunning cards that prevent you from restanding energy with skills, this leader kind of sucks now, but by far this guy is still a powerful leader, and it's very fun. So I got first place with this guy a long time ago. So then you want to throw it out in like the Mecha Frieza times, when Mecha Frieza was around, guess who I got first place with? I got first place with Trunks. This Trunks right here. Yeah, that Trunks. Super Saiyan Trunks, Protector of Time. Xeno Trunks. Believe it or not, I was a try-hard Xeno Trunks fan when Mecha Frieza was around. I was slicing Mecha Friezas left and right. Obviously Mecha Frieza was so strong, sometimes I wasn't able to kill him if they had 4 cold bloodless for free, but other than that, if they didn't have that, I was managing my way to victory with Xeno Trunks. And this guy is not bad. When this card attacks, you get to place the top 2 cards from the top of your deck in the drop area, and if there's a red or blue card in the battle area or in the drop area, you draw a card, which is, back in the day, that was really good because you had overround potential as well. And the key component of this deck is when your life is at 4 or less, you get to choose 1 card in your warp and add it to your hand. And what the premise of this deck relied on was bring out Zeno, and that was the whole premise of the deck. And then when you're awakened, when you attack, you're able to grant this guy a 5k boost, double strike, meaning I out-pressured my opponent after that. That was probably one of my favorite ways to beat people back in the day, but now the Zeno play is kind of outdated, so it doesn't really work as well. But that's another leader that I actually did very well with in the tournament scene. So another leader that I managed to actually win first place with, and it happened to be with Broly, starter deck Broly, Star Broly, if you want to call it that. But yeah, Star Broly, he is so darn good. Even to this day, this guy is another starter deck leader, and I managed to get first place with this starter deck leader. This guy is insanely strong. Unawakened, he allows you to search out for 1 green Frieza's army member, and ideally you search out for Broly himself, pick up lives, awaken relatively quickly, have 7 in the drop, and then when you are awakened and if you have less than 6 cards in your hand, when he attack, you get to draw cards until you have 6, and then you just do the evolving chain of Broly to obliterate your opponent. Every time Broly dies, you bring out a bigger Broly, and then this is the whole premise of this deck. It's very strong, it's very viable. I think it's still strong nowadays. People just gotta modify it here and there, but it's a very, very powerful deck. By far, do not underestimate a Broly player. So this is another leader that got me a W, and one of the most recent leaders that got me a W happens to be Super Baby 1. I actually got first place with Super Baby 1 at a big 80-man tournament. It actually was a Team Wars tournament, but nonetheless, I still got first place. Shout out to the homie Ulysses and Casey that were a part of my team, and we managed to beat every other team in the Los Angeles area. And this leader right here got me all the victories that I needed to make. I only lost to Baby Vegeta, which was the starter deck Baby Vegeta. Maybe I should have been playing that one, but this guy is super strong as well. If you guys want to check out the deck profile, I'll have it on the card right now. But this deck right here, it just draws you like crazy. The only time I lost at the recent tournament I went with is because I decked out, because this deck searches and draws like crazy, picks up lives, awakens, draws 2, and you're able to bring out the big huge baby like turn 2, usually guarantee, and then you're gonna obliterate your opponent in that way. So Super Baby 2 Awaken Menace, Malevolence, I think that's how you say it. Sorry, I can't read it. But yeah, this guy is so good, and then you're able to spam out brainwash members for free and cause some pressure. So that guy is so darn good. Another leader that way back in the day got me a W that I really enjoyed playing as well was Trunks, Hope for the Future. This guy right here has a very fun ability that every time you combo with a battle card 2 costs or more, you get to draw a card. And back then, that was amazing because many leaders didn't let you to draw every time they would attack. And Trunks would be able to utilize this ability and combine this with the super combos. You not only draw one when you're awakened, right? When you attack, you draw a card. You super combo, you draw a card. You activate Trunks' ability every time you combo, you draw a card, and then you just drew a lot, especially if you awaken that turn. You drew like crazy, and then you chain attack Xeno them, right? And then you have a huge hand advantage and keep pressuring your opponent. So Trunks is a drawing monster. I really love this Trunks deck. I wish Trunks would come back. I've been really trying my hardest to bring him back, but it's honestly very hard. But nonetheless, he did give me a W. And one of the leaders that I was very surprised to get a W with ever in the tournament scene happens to be Broly himself. Yup, this Broly right here put in so much work for me. This black Broly from, you know, a promotional card that you would only get for going to watch the Broly movie in theaters, I got it, and then I wanted to make a deck that actually worked, and I made one that worked, and it actually got me first place, which I was super hyped on because nobody ever gets first place with this guy, but I did, and this guy is super darn good. Whenever he attacks, you get to lose a life, goes to the drop area, and you mill up to 3 cards from the deck to the drop area, and then your opponent discards 1 card. But this was very useful because it would allow you to awaken, because he had self-awakening in itself, and you had cards in the drop. He drops 3, meaning you get to overround 4 technically, and bring out some explosive cards that are overround potential. So this leader was very good, hand destruction aggro. This is why I call it double strike crit. I love double strike crit, and I would utilize double strike crit with this leader to its fullest potential. So then another leader I got first place with that I had a lot of fun with happened to be Son Goku and Vegeta, specifically Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta Fusion Perfected. This leader was so much fun, so much draw potential. You ditch a Goku BR, you draw 2, which is very useful. Then at turn 4, if you're able to survive long enough, you bring out the Gogeta, and then that Gogeta obliterates your opponent's entire field and your opponent as well. And that is the Super Saiyan Blue Fusion Perfected deck. It's a lot of fun, and it's so consistent. And Honestly, I still think he's very viable, very useful leader right there. Then another leader, throwing it back, way back. I think this is actually the first leader I ever got first place with ever at any tournament. Happens to be this Golden Frieza you guys are looking at. This Golden Frieza is very good. Series 1 Galactic Battle, old school right here, but it's has a spot in my heart. It really does. It's so darn good. Whenever you pop a Frieza's army member, you restand an energy and draw a card, which doesn't seem like much, but it really is. And then when you awaken, you draw 2 cards, and then his ability gets buffed up. Now when you pop a Frieza's army member, you restand 2 energies and draw a card. So this ability allows you to make combo plays for days, and then, you know, my iconic C-Rod move is go in with a double strike Champa out of nowhere, so I could double strike you for a game. This leader is by far, if not one of my favorite leaders to play with at tournaments. And then last but not least, one of the leaders that got me first place. I was one of the first people to run this leader and get first place with this leader, and then everybody found out that it was broken. It happens to be Hildegarn Awakened Perfection. This Hildegarn right here is so darn strong. When he attacks, you get to drop 1 battle card and draw 2 cards, which is so darn good because it pretty much allows you to get the card you need at the moment to go for game with. And on top of that, when you awaken, when he attacks, your opponent's forced to put 1 card in their hand back on top of their deck. So what I would do, the deck I ran with this was good old Chain Attack Zeno. A lot of these decks ran Chain Attack Zeno, to be honest. I was a Chain Attack Zeno maniac back in the day. I don't do it anymore, but I used to do it a lot. On every deck, I'm like, I wonder if Chain Attack Zeno would work with this leader. And I would try it, and Chain Attack Zeno got me a good amount of W's. And this guy is just so darn good with Chain Attack Zeno. And those are the leaders, guys, that I managed to do very well with in my Dragon Ball Super card game scene. I feel there's a couple more that I forgot to mention, but those are the ones that I can recall and I can remember. If you guys have a deck that you guys got first place with and you guys are so proud that you guys got first place with that leader, hit it up in the comments right now. Tell me, hey C-Rod, I got first place with Vegito. I know a lot of people got first place with Vegito a long time ago, but whatever you got first place with, let me know. Hit it up in the comment section below right now. And if you're still watching this video, that means you're a super player. You're officially a super player, so subscribe and hit that like button for more super battles, super videos, and more superness. So like we always say, y'all stay super.